YouTube, back again with another video. Today's topic is how you can become a full-time trader with less than $1,000. Now I know that may sound a bit crazy, maybe it sounds unrealistic to you, but the fact of the matter is that it's definitely achievable, but there's a hack to it. So normally, maybe what you thought we were going to talk about is like going, put in $1,000 in your account, in your trading account, and then magically making enough income to cover for your bills. Let me tell you something. Unfortunately, that is not possible because $1,000 is just not enough capital to generate that much profit from. Even if you're up 50% on your $1,000, it's still not much. It's still just 500 bucks. So at the end of the day, unless you can live off of 500 bucks, which I'm sure very little of us here can relate to that, then yeah, that's the only solution. But the good news is that does not have to be the case, because there's something out in the world that exists, and it's called proprietary firms. Now you might have heard me talk about this before. Maybe you already know what this is, but you have to understand why this is such a great opportunity. Because, for example, before, in the past, if you were a trader and you wanted to get your hands on some capital, like some real capital, let's say you wanted to get your hands on $100,000 that you did not have. Did you know what you had to do? You literally had to go and get bank loans or get fucking payday loans and stuff like that in order to trade. Do you know how dangerous that is? Because there is no 100% guarantee that you will become profitable with that large capital. So what happens in the case that you took out a loan from the bank of $100,000 and you smashed it all up? Gone. You took a series of bad trades and then boom, you blew your whole account. Now not only did you fuck up your money, but now you still owe your lenders that money. So how the hell are you gonna come up with another 100,000? See, that's a huge problem. And I know for a fact that happened to a bunch of traders that I actually know. Now they're a bit older than me, of course. They didn't have access to the things we have in 2022. Thankfully, us, the younger generation of traders, we do have access to this stuff. And we do have access to firms out there that are literally willing to fund us and give us capital if you're a good trader. So let's get back on subject. How can you become a full-time trader with less than $1,000? So the first thing that you would do is make sure that you're good at trading. So you can't skip this part. You can't skip the part where you just garbage at trading and then suddenly you trade full time. That's a step that you just cannot skip. It's not realistic. You cannot go from beginner to fucking professional in 2 weeks. That's just not how it works in trading. It does have a bit of a learning curve for sure, but there are things out there that can help you smoothen that learning curve and actually cut a lot of time out. Things like EAs, things like other people's courses and whatnot. Those can really shorten the time it takes you to actually get good at trading. But number one is you need to be good at trading. The second thing you want to do is go to a prop firm and get anywhere from $100,000 to a $200,000 account. Now that may cost you anywhere from $500 to around $1,000, something around that range, which is why I said you can become a full-time trader for less than $1,000. So let's say we take a 100K account for 500 bucks. Now what's the next step? The next and most crucial step is to pass this challenge. You need to make sure that you're good enough at trading and confident enough in your skill that you can actually pass this challenge. Now, before you go ahead and you buy this challenge, what you can do is take advantage of these firms. They actually give out demos where you can practice on a demo account with the same rules as a real challenge account, right? That way, you practice on a demo, you see if you're actually capable of doing it or not. And once you're confident and you have passed a couple of demo accounts, then go ahead and buy a real challenge account. Now, this is what we also preach within my own community, in our Discord and everything, in our Telegram, is for the people that purchase our EA that want to cut their learning curve by at least 10 times, we're going from having to manually trade to having a algo bot trading for them, which makes their life extremely easier and takes out a lot of the psychological burden that comes with trading. What we encourage them to do as well is to start off with a demo account. They start off with a demo account, they pass a couple of challenges, and they realize, okay, this is actually not as hard as I thought. I'm capable of doing this. So then we encourage them to get a real account, and then because they already have experience and they have passed a couple of demo accounts, usually they will pass the account during their first try with no problems whatsoever, and then they finally get the funding. Now, what's the next part? The next part is you need to keep your account, because you can go through step 1 and step 2, you can pass the challenge, and then as soon as you get your funded account, you can lose it still. So this means you need to be extra careful with your risk management, because now you literally have 6 figures in capital. You need to be careful how you manage this capital, because if you mess up, they will take your account away, and now you're back to step 1. You pretty much went 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, which is not something that we want to do. We want to use very careful risk management and keep the account long term. Now, in my opinion, personally, I think the long-term plan should be to make income from these prop firm accounts, right? Every month, get the withdrawals, and then put those withdrawals into your own personal accounts. So you want to build up a large personal account that may be worth 50 to 100K of your own money. This way, now you can trade with no restrictions, with no rules and drawdown limits and whatnot, and you can grow it way more than you can grow a prop firm account. So the whole idea is to use the prop firms for cash flow, create monthly income, stash that income into a personal account, and then once you have that personal account, now you can trade with higher risk. Now you can trade a bit more your own style, and if you're using the EA, for example, you can literally get insane amounts of gains per month. I'm talking 20 to 30% per month if it's on a personal account. On the prop firm accounts, these numbers are not that common. You're realistically looking at around 10 to 15%. So guys, that's basically how you can become a full-time trader with less than $1,000. I will also be coming out with some more YouTube videos. I want to make more videos like this, talking to the camera, as well as bring back some vlogs and whatnot. Now, during the last few months, it was winter out here in Canada, so there's not much to do. There's no places to go, on top of all the lockdown BS and whatnot. So there was not a lot to film. There wasn't much to do anyways. I was just working. But now, as it's getting a bit sunnier, the weather is starting to get a bit better. I will start doing a few vlogs as well, because I know a lot of you guys ask for that and you think they're pretty entertaining, so why not? So be on the lookout. We got more stuff coming.